Okay, my name's Terry Bankert. This is FlintTalkRadio.com. This is my program, Liberal and Live. This is for the week of 8/16/2008. And what we're going to talk about today is the blog that I posted on August 10th, Sunday. Will your grandchildren face starvation? My point here is that we are at a real crossroads in this country. We need some thinking people in public office and people that are advocating, complaining, just plain bitching the government. You need to start doing it from a little bit more informed basis. Okay, we need people involved in advocacy and people involved in decision making that understand what this country needs. And what this country needs right now is to wean ourselves from oil. 100 years ago, we had to get off of coal. 50 years before that, we had to get off of wood. Now we need to get off of oil. Why? Because you are giving away the lives of your grandchildren by not paying attention to this country's energy needs today. I absolutely believe that. Just imagine, about 100 years ago in Flint, Michigan, there was this money guy named Billy Duran. He was just a street hustler. He had some money and he was trying to put a deal together. And he sat down in a room with a bunch of other money people that had Mott had a little axle work someplace. Somebody else had a little bit of something. Guys with money make more money. Gals with money make more money. But they came in the city of Flint and they sat down and said, we can turn this around. They reached an agreement and they formed General Motors. Well, that's how it happens. And you need to recognize the people that have new ideas. T-Bone Pickens, I probably don't like this guy personally. He's got too much money for my blood. He's probably a Republican, but you know what? He might be right on our need for wind energy. But what we really need to do is just avail ourselves of every opportunity. And you are being absolutely irresponsible if you don't demand your elected officials to step up to the plate on these issues. My name's Terry Bankert. This is FlintTalk.com, Liberal and Live. If you want to break in and ask me a question, you call me at 810-235-1970 or send me an email at attorneybankert.com and I'll answer you next week. But here's what I said. If it were true that the world cannot feed its population, here's my question. What if it is true? Just presume that it's true that today the world can't feed its population. History shows that this isn't a problem unique today. There's a lot of people that say we don't have a production problem, we have a distribution problem. Okay, they might be right. But what if people are going to starve because this country and world just isn't making enough food? But if true and it's worldwide, the stakes are really much higher just because it's happened before. We got more people now, and we're in a huge crisis. What if globalization is followed by a return to economic localization? There's a school of thought out there that says because we can't move around, the prices of transportation are so high, people are going to start growing food closer to town. People are going to move from the suburbs into town because they can't afford the transportation costs. You know, there's something called the concentric ring theory. That means that people moved out of the cities because transportation costs went down. Transportation costs are going up. People are going to be moving back. Are we ready? Flint's ready. Anybody out there wants to move a business to a place that's going to be thriving in 10 years, you come to Flint, Michigan. The land's cheap right now. But what if it is true that throughout human history, food collection was a primary society organizational objective? Well, heck yes it was. If we didn't eat, we died. Well, we cannot feed ourselves. We can't feed our world population, much less than the new numbers that are going to be here 10 years from now. This population is doubling in a finite number of years. I think it's 8 or 9 years. We're in for a huge problem. This problem is not going to go away. And it's not just the Chinese, okay? They're just the newest intrusion of the middle class into the consumer market. Globalization as an organizing economic theory will collapse when the populations are starving. We will go to war with our neighbors. We'll go to war with Ohio if Michigan people are starving. You just watch things change. And food is attached to transportation costs. Transportation costs are attached to energy costs, and energy costs are being determined by a bunch of monopolists controlling the price of oil in this world. We need to wean ourselves from that problem or take these countries over. And we're not going to take these countries over because we don't play that rough. So we have to find alternative energy. Our economic organizing principles in energizing localization will change, but really only a return to a tried and true paradigm will count. We will do anything to survive. We must eat to survive. This shift has already begun. We're running out of time to avoid famine. Oil, energy costs are directly attached to that. That was the blog for Sunday, August 10th. Will your grandchildren face starvation? Hell yes, if you don't do something. My name's Terry Bankert. This is flintdoc.com. That was the blog for August 10th, 2008. Our number here is 235-1970. If you ever want to give me a rebuttal, give me a call. Send me an email. I'll talk about it the following week.